Hello girls. So today we are going to discuss about essay writing. Now essay writing is a major area of concern when it comes to writing skills, right? Now why is essay writing important? Because essay writing helps to, improve your writing skills. It also helps to improve your critical thinking skills. That is the reason in many of the exams, in many of the competitive exams, as well as for your placements, essay writing is a major portion. Some marks are devoted to essay writing. That is why I am giving a lot of importance to how you are constructing your essay. Now that I know is not there in your third year, but we decided to teach essay writing so that when you go for your campus placements in your fourth year, it will be a cakewalk for you. It won't be that difficult for you, right? So let me just walk you through the short PPT that I have made on essay writing. I know that you people know about essay writing. You people know about the elements of essay writing. You people know how to tailor your essays. But it's always a good idea to, revisit the rules of something which we are going to deal with in the future. So what that does is that makes that whole knowledge that that of rules and how to write an essays and all, that will be fresh in your mind. That is the main reason why essay writing is there. Now we have included essay writing in your third year also. So let's move on and see what is an essay. An essay is an extended piece of writing that presents and supports a thesis or proposition, right? So it presents and supports a thesis or proposition. So you have to, a particular topic is given to you. You have to explain the topic in a proper way. In an extended version, you have to explain the topic. That is what is an essay is all about. Okay. Now all essays should be, validated. Your points should be validated with data and information. Sometimes we go on writing, but then data and information is not there. That is why it is more important for you to go through newspapers, to watch television, watch news. Okay. Jot down what are the major things that's happening around us, so that you will have a proper stock of data and information to validate the points that you are writing or putting in an essay, right? Moving on. So when you write an essay, you are making a case for the validity of a particular point of view, and analysis, interpretation, set of facts and procedures. They all have the common objective of presenting and defending a topic and a stance to the reader. Consequently, essays rely not only on the validity of the facts they communicate, but also on the selection, critical evaluation, organization, and presentation of these facts. So this is also important. I know about a particular data. I have a data with me. It's not that I'm going to hurl everything down in the paper. I'm not going to do that. I have to structure my data in a proper, I have to structure my essay in a proper way. It should have a particular sequence to it. Okay. The construction of the writing should be proper. That is, essay is all about also your data and information, but also about what is your grasp on the topic, what kind of language you are using. Are you using any kind of illogical statements? Okay. So that is also very important. You have to be clear that you have to use very formal language when you are writing an essay, because this is completely an academic writing. You cannot write short forms. You cannot, you cannot just experiment with the language there, right? So you have to follow certain rules, certain regulations. You have to, you have to completely hold on to the topic. You should not be getting lost somewhere. Your essay should not look lost or digressing from the topic. That is also important. So analysis, interpretation, and set of facts and procedure, you are making a case for it. If you have given a topic that you have to stand for or against it. If you're standing for a topic or if you're standing against a topic, you have to keep in mind that whatever I'm saying, I should have proper facts to kind of fortify my argument. That is important. Strengthen my argument. Moving on. This is a very important prerequisite of essay writing. Read, read, and read, which we often do not do. We feel that we know about a certain thing, but then when we are to do any in-depth analysis of a particular topic, like we are doing it in essay many a times, we fall short of the information. That is the reason you have to read a lot. Read newspapers, read magazines, read India Today, short magazines, read competitive success review, CSR, which is an important way in which essays are written. They have some essays, they showcase, they print very beautiful award winning essays also. So you have to keep those in mind, that you go back, read a lot. That will help you to gather confidence, muster confidence also, that I know about a certain information, I know about a certain incident that has happened, and I'm going to write it down there. Now the important thing to remember is always to read books and journals, articles with a purpose in mind, and make reading an active experience. We have read it in the reading skill part, that reading is not passive. It is a dialogue or a conversation between the reader and the text. So you have to bring out meaning. You have to unearth the different connotations, the different layers of meaning that are there. So you have to be very active when you're doing this active reading also. That you have to remember. Now, these are certain types of essays that are there. We are not going to go deep into it, but just for your information, I have written it out here that, essays are argumentative, descriptive, analytical, exploratory, and review. These are various kinds of essays that are there where you are supposed to point an argument. Those are argumentative. Where you are supposed to describe certain thing, that's descriptive. Analyze a certain event, that is there, that is analysis. Exploratory is to go and find out certain things, you have to explore about it, that is exploratory. Reviews also, certain reviews kind of what is suppose a particular report is given and you have to review it, or a certain kind of incident. So that is, these are the different types of essays that one deals with when we deal with essay writing. These are the different types of essays that are there. Moving on, what are the mechanics of essay writing? Reading and note making, critical thinking, analysis, organizing ideas, arguing a case, and communicating effectively with a reader. An argument, you have to see over here a short written trivia, that an argument is an academic setting. It's not a disagreement. It means to present your case to your lecturer. So argumentative means you are not fighting out there, you are not squabbling, or you are not arguing out there. You have to remember that. Argument is you are putting forth your case. And how strong can be your case? The more stronger arguments you present for it, the more stronger facts, and the proper use and the proper way in which you have constructed or tailored your essay, okay, that will make your essay stronger. That is what is important. Now these are the mechanics, are you have to do a note making on a topic, whatever comes to your mind, do a brainstorming, do a thinking about it, that how you can analyze this particular topics, these particular, what do I say, topics, or the the points that are there with me. You organize your essay properly, you organize your ideas properly in the mind. Accordingly, the ideas will flow to your paper in the same way. And how you're arguing your case, this, yes, I stand for, suppose the topic is feminism, yes, I stand for feminism. What are the reasons that I stand for feminism? What are the facts that I have at hand? Okay, this is an essay model. Certain things you have to remember, that an essay is segregated into three major parts: the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Body is also known as the middle paragraph. So in the introduction, your thesis statement or the big idea is given. Your major crux of the matter comes in the introduction. Your introduction should be very strong. It's generally believed that you start with a bang. What is the reason what is the meaning of you start with a bang? It means you have to start with a very strong argument, with a very strong thesis statement, where the main idea of the essay is given. In the succeeding paragraphs, that is in the body or the middle paragraphs, you go on explaining or expanding that thesis statement or that main idea. You give data, you give information, you explain things, and you make it into a proper large explanation of why I am going with this particular idea. Concluding paragraph is gives a conclusion. Okay, it's kind of draws us to an exit. Suppose think of the essay as a kind of a room where the entry point is the introduction and the exit point is the conclusion. Do not put on any new argument in the conclusion. That's what people often do, many times, but that's not to be done. Okay, try to make it into a exit point where you are wrapping up the whole essay. That is what is important again. Moving on. So what is this thesis statement? This thesis statement is the last sentence in the first paragraph often, but sometimes it can come in the middle also. Thesis statement is the essay's big idea. Remember that it's written over here. Everything relates back to the thesis statement. In the introductory paragraph, you are drawing the reader along a path from the general statements to the specific. Okay. In the thesis statement, the preceding sentences in the introduction prepare the reader to this thesis statement, which is the most important sentence in the entire essay. You are asked to summarize in one sentence. So, thesis statement is a condensed version of what you are explaining in the whole essay. It's a condensed version of that. The other whole whatever you are writing in the other paragraphs is just an explanation of the thesis statement. So your thesis statement has paramount importance. That is what you have to remember. This thesis statement must be explained, supported, and defended in the paragraphs, that is in the middle paragraphs. Okay, everything relates back to the thesis statement. Thesis statement needs to be arguable, sets a hypothesis, position, perspective. Okay, there must be adequate evidence or points of argument to convince the reader of the validity of the thesis. Thesis statement needs to be concise. Okay, so your thesis statement should be very strong. That is where the main gist of the matter is written. Remember, that is a very heavy and a very, what do I say, very concise, pithy, but a strong argument of what you are going to speak in the essay is given. That is why so much importance is given to the thesis statement. You have to remember that. So you have to write the thesis statement properly, that is there in the introduction, the next paragraphs, middle paragraphs, okay, which are generally the body, which constitute the body of the essay. They explain the thesis statement, that why you have taken that. Okay, so see, a weak thesis statement results in a weak essay. So you cannot vacillate, you cannot be between 2 points. You have to be proper, it should be clear in your mind, and the same clarity should be there in your essay. Middle paragraph is a unit of, so middle paragraphs, what are they? Paragraph, is a unit of thought. Each paragraph should make one point. A new paragraph signals the reader that the writer has moved on to a new topic or point of evidence. Paragraph should have internal cohesion. Paragraph should be linked logically to each other. So what is a paragraph we'll again discuss in some other videos or in the class, but you should remember that paragraphs have the unit of thoughts. Okay, once you jump from one paragraph to the other paragraph, there is a break from one point to the other point. Okay, moving on. What is this cohesion? Cohesion are the cohesive devices that are there. There are certain devices, there are certain linkers that link the paragraph. Okay, the paragraph, you should remember that in the whole of the essay, there's a single thread of thought that runs from the beginning to the end of the essay. Okay, but these thoughts, these thoughts are divided into paragraphs, but these paragraphs are linked to each other through certain cohesive devices. So these are the cohesive devices that are there, for adding, what should you do, for contrasting, what should you do, for exemplifying, what should you do. If you're starting with firstly, I would like to put that this is my point. If you've started it with firstly, these are again cohesive devices. These are all discourse markers or signposts in the essay, they're known as. Then the reader knows that if that person has written about firstly, then there are certain other points as well. like secondly or thirdly. Okay, so these are certain linkers or certain markers that kind of navigates the reader to, shows the reader that you have to go from this point, right? Okay, thank you. So you have to do the conclusion. Conclusion is a way in which you have to put in an